Hi guys, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for spending time with me by clicking on my video this morning. I appreciate you, whether you're a subscriber or if this is the first time you've seen me, welcome, welcome. So today I want to talk about a yarn that I kind of badmouthed when I received it in a mystery box. And I'm totally changing my mind and eating my words, and I wanted to share that with you today. So the yarn that I'm referring to, and when I received it, it was from a Mary Maxim Mystery Box, and I made a play on words, like this is the kind of person who would give me this kind of yarn, because it's crazy thin, it's super skinny, and I would never have bought it. And so I was kind of peeved when I got it, you know. Yes, grow the imagination, grow the creativity, but I was not happy. You know, secretly I tried to pretend like I deal with it or whatever. But anyway, I really like this yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and read the label to you. It's this A-S-S-O-L, Assol, and it looks like it's by this company called Jina. There aren't any color names, but it's color 64 is this gorgeous radiant blue that I've got. And I received one, let me see what it is, what's in this. I want it open. So here they were 6 packs, and I got 3 in the green, which is colorway number 73. And then I got one of those 6 packs in this radiant blue. And so, great little label here, girl in the boat. And so this is made in Turkey. It is 30% mohair look, 40% silk look, and 30% premium acrylic. It's a 40-gram skein, 350 meters, and then those little symbols that I have to look up if I'm going to figure out what it means. And so here you can see just how thin it is. I'm not sure. I did look at one point, but don't remember off the top of my head. It says number 3 to 4 in knitting needle icon picture, but there's no crochet hook. So I'm not sure off the top of my head what that refers to, but there's an email address listed on there as well. I hope you can see that. And so, so what I did first was, you can see this lovely cowl that I made up, and the yarn is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take you down to tabletop here in a minute so that you can really appreciate the colors much better. But because I had so much green, the pattern that I was going to attempt, I wanted to do it in the green first, just in case I messed up. Like, you know, your first batch of pancakes is always kind of yucky. It'll still, somebody will still eat it, but you know, you always got to get that grill going. You know, you got to get your crochet arms going or whatever. So, so I made a green one first, and it is a Mobius cowl, which means that you set a twist in it so that it doesn't lay flat like a normal cowl. It is built in with a twist. I haven't kind of wrapped my brain around why that's a good thing, because it's kind of awkward to set on your neck. Like, I'm not sure where my folds should be, or how does it sit up, or does this one sit over that one? And the picture in the book was really pretty. But of course I didn't have that kind of yarn, so I'm just winging it. And so what I did was I put 2 strands together. So first, here, I'll show you the book in a minute, but first I made the green one, and I used a 4.0 hook, G hook, and that was okay. That one's pretty. And I would only tell my best crochet friends, so keep this a secret, but I was not keeping count, and I dropped one of these little, it's a chain 1, skip 1, double crochet pattern. It's easy, like you could do it in your sleep, but not Amy, because Amy dropped a stitch somewhere along the lines, and I got to match up my ends to make the cowl, because you make this one straight out. Sometimes when you do a Mobius, you twist at the chain point, you know, so that you're just working in the round from there, and I think that would have been a lot easier for the way I crochet. But in any event, you just do, you know, like a long strip, and then you twist A to D and C to B or whatever, and hook them together. That's when I realized that I had dropped a stitch. And so what I did was I had already tied off, so I just undid the knot and went out a row or 2 or 3, I can't remember, and faked it and put an extra, there are these blocks that you put in there. And so I just put in some extra double crochets so that I could create some new blocks so that my ends would meet up. So find it if you can. It gets skinny and then goes back, you know. I mean, how much space are we talking? But still, I know, and it bugs me. The other reason why I think that twisting at the chain and working the round would be easier for me is because I get to the join spot, and I know that there are techniques to join as you go, and I worked them before where I added one on, but I just wanted to get going with this. I just wanted to be done with it. And so I just did a slip stitch, and you can see it. Now, in my own defense, when I was putting the blue one on just now, I was trying to feel for my hand if I had the seam in the back, and I couldn't feel it. So although you can see it, if you're looking for it, you can find it. I don't think in the Mobius scheme of things you're going to see that at all, nor would you see the fact that I dropped a block for many, 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 many rows. So after I did this one in the 4mm hook, I went up to a 4.5 and made some more blocks. I'll come down to tabletop, but I made it in the blue to kind of give it a test and to know that I was going to be counting my blocks each time. So what I would do is you chain 3 to come up and go back, and then I would say, you know, there's my first double crochet then was going to be 2, and where I do my chain 1, 3, and so that when I say and, I remember to put my chain in there. And so then that way I know how many double crochets I've got to make my work correct. So I referred back to the book for a minute, and the pattern is meant to be crocheted with a 3.75mm hook. And I had gone up to a 4.5, you know, 4 to 4.5, and I thought, well, let's go back a step. So for this one, I used the 3.75, but again, I'm using 2 strands of a different yarn than what it calls for 1 strand of, so who knows where I'm at with size. You know, I'll show you that when we're down here on the tabletop, but so I was just kind of playing around with it. So the next one I decided to do, I mixed the green and the blue together, and I thought it was just gorgeous. So for that one, I'm using a 5mm hook because I wanted to test that drapey thing. You know, you're always supposed to go up crochet hooks to get a more drapey look, a spacier look, a lacier look. So that's what I was doing in putting the one of each color together, 1 strand of each color together. So I thought that was turning out very well. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead down to the tabletop and show you the scarves so that you can see the colors a little bit better and see their size differences for the different hooks that I used. And then I'm going to finish up my video and say thank you, and then put this little reviewer at the end. So if you want to stick around and see what's going on in the book, please do so. Alright, so let's take a look at what the true color of the yarn is. Isn't this gorgeous? And you can see little shimmery and shinies. Let's get them to light up. And see, it's like super hairy. I didn't think that I would like that, but it doesn't bother me in the finished product. So here's the band a little bit closer. You guys, I'm getting a new phone. This is going to be the last filming of a video that I do on this broken phone that I've got. So I'm super excited. It's just going to come in a couple of days. So, doing the best with you for today. So here is the label. And so again, this is the size hook that 1 strand should be using. And I'll insert a little plug and I'll look that up while I'm doing editing. So here's the way that one looked. And like I said, I'm not pleased with how I attached it. And of course, I'm not pleased with how I dropped stitches. And so I had to kind of fake it in this last row right here by putting those extra double crochet in there and then stitching twice. But I also misread how to do the border. So the border I did was 3 double crochets here and then a picot where you're also supposed to be adding a bead in, which I do not, and then 3 double crochets in the next stitch. But what it really wanted you to do is all of that in one stitch. So see, here's my 3 picot 3 double crochets, and then a picot, and then 3 double crochets all in one stitch, and then you do a single crochet, and then you do that cluster again. So I don't think it looks too terribly different, and I thought that it might by, you know, when I recognized that that wasn't right. See how that's all in one, and then a single crochet, and this one's spread out over 2. So I really don't see a great big difference in it. And I also did the picot a little bit differently. I know that there's a couple of different ways you can do it, and you know, you chain up 3 and then come down and grab the front stitch to get your picot in there. And I grabbed a different place here. I think I grabbed into the chain here, and then on this one I grabbed into that double crochet that was on the last one here. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. It gives you the same effect, right? So there's the 2 completed ones. And like I said, this one was done with a 4mm hook. And I don't see a great big difference in going backwards to the 375 like I thought I might. It doesn't look a whole lot different. But when you get in this swatch I did in a 5mm versus here, the 3.75, you can really kind of see the difference there. So this one's about the same width without having done the border yet. So I didn't tie in that end. So if I line up my end there, your scarf or your cowl is going to be, you know, that much wider. And so here is the one that I thought was just absolutely gorgeous to put the 2 colors together. And you can see some of those shinies in there again. They're so pretty. It's so pretty. And the texture is just so amazing. Even if you just do a little swatch, that's one of those feel-good things. You just, just rub on that. It's so nice. And so shiny. Look how pretty. Anyway, so this one I'm not going to do a Mobius. I mean, I'm not even going to do a cowl. I'm just going to do a scarf. So you can twist the ends around your neck if you want to, or not. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for sitting with me today. I really do appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderfully blessed day, and I hope to see you again. Thanks. Bye-bye. So what I wanted to do is go ahead and show you a few of the points about this book. I have made 2 things out of it so far. I've got a few others earmarked for things that I wanted to make. A little preview of the book to see if there were even patterns in here that you would appreciate and want to make before buying the book, because I see it as US $18.95. So my sister bought this for me. I never would have bought a crochet book, but I'm glad she did, because it's a fun little you know, project challenge. You know, let's reach out of our comfort zone and make this thing that we've never made before. You know, so let's come on down and take a look, and I'll show you the book a little bit. Alrighty, so here's where I try to juggle showing you pages and not showing you patterns, because I know that's a no-no. So one of the great things about this book is it really offers you a lot of different mediums. So you can get from thread to lace weight to super fine weight. When I got the book, I immediately switched to, see, they're color coded along the edges here. So this is still all stuff that I never ever worked with. Finally, there's what I would consider 3. And then you can see the red there is worsted weight, because of course that's going to give you the most, there's the, you know, that's the biggest range of crocheters, I suppose. And then it gets into some bulky weight stuff. It's got a great guide to yarn weights here, so that you know, you can see a little bit here what they consider the lace, and you know what you should be using with it. There's your stinking gauge that Amy never even looks at. But yeah, so I guess for this, you know, I was using between a 3.7 and a 5 hook. So holding 2 of these super thin, I don't know whether it's lace weight or super fine weight that's considered. And I kind of turned it into something between a 2 and a 3 based on what my hook was. I don't know. I'm just making this stuff up as I go. But it's got, you know, great glossary. Whoops. It's got a great glossary that's got an explanation of all the different types of hooks, or stitches, I mean, and an index in the back so that you can look things up if you know certain, you know, you were doing a diamond strike banded scarf. That's the one you wanted, you know what an index is. So again, it has some great things to do with thread. You know, this is using regular Aunt Lydia's thread. Little trivet. I thought these were some great ideas. I mean, things that I would never ever do. It's a piece of leather, a leather strip, and then you crochet this little like doily thing on it. Some earrings. See how pretty earrings. Little necklace, butterfly necklace. There's some bands. You can make some bracelets or some lariats and little beaded. Those are cute if you do that kind of thing. I don't do that kind of thing. Shows you a little lace on the edge of a kerchief. You know, a little hanky, Nana's hanky. And then you get into some lace weight. And there's quite a few really pretty scarves in here. I really liked this one. I thought I might work on that one. You know, and again, it's talking about like yarn that I don't have. So I just kind of guess at it. That looks like worsted weight to me. You just do that pattern in worsted weight, you know. So this is the one that I did. This is the one, it's called a bead crochet mesh Mobius. And it calls for a fly design cashmere merino wool. That's cashmere and nylon. And just not something that I have. So that's where you just start winging it by, you know, use what you can. This is another pretty one that I thought would be really, I don't want to say easy, but, you know, the yarn itself is already a struggle. Don't make the pattern a struggle too. Do something that's quite simple with a yarn, you know, a simple pattern with a difficult to use yarn if that's what you're learning on, you know. This is really pretty. This is sock weight. Barrico comfy sock, comfort sock, super fine nylon, super fine acrylic. That's really pretty. I liked that one. Or this great little zigzag. It's called a switchback scarf. That one's pretty. Another real pretty scarf. Just a perfect, practice makes perfect. It looks like single crochets, which is a no ma'am for Amy Jo. Oh, this is Tunisian. That's why I say no, no, no. I have not learned Tunisian yet. I would like to. It is gorgeous, but not in my repertoire yet. So that's really pretty. So see, it's giving you quite a bit. And it's a one skein wonder, but you never know what size of skein it's going to call for. So you could, you know, be using something very, very tiny and it be a one skein wonder, or use a giant skein, you know, like one of these calls for a pound of love or something. That's a lot of yarn in comparison to one skein that's going to make like little booties or something. So again, a couple of easy, really pretty scarves, cowls. That one's nice. I like it's back and forth. You go from single crochet to treble crochet. Yeah, see? I don't know how I'm going to do this right. So here's another little shawlette. That's pretty. You can do the little flower on the front, this little closure. This is a little shrug. It's kind of a funky shape. I've never done one before. I do look forward to it, but not something I've done before. Another little shawlette. This is a funky little purse-looking thing. You make 30 of these flowers with a little bead thing in the center and then hook them all together or something. So, and then a little, whoops, a little backpacky thing. That's cute. Again, we are still only in super fine weight yarn. So, make little flowers to put on it. Little Tunisian pouch that you make. It says you chain 15. So you work in like strips and then fold them all the pieces together. So that'll be interesting to if anybody works on that. Some nice little gloves. These are like nice little pattern. And again, you're requested to work with, what is this yarn? I don't know this yarn. Knit 1, crochet 2, crocodile 64%, superwash wool, nylon, and silk. I don't have that. I wouldn't know what, I get scared away to try something that if I don't know what the equivalent is going to be. And I know there's charts out there, but I'm still afraid to work with some of this and mess up the yarn. If it's, you know, you can't really frog this stuff when it's super hairy and stuff. So anyway, I said stuff a lot right there. Sorry about that. These are elegant fingerless gloves, so you might wear them on a special night out. I don't know. Some little bracelets. This is cute. The pattern is here to make her shoes, her skirt, her vest, and her hat. And that's all supposedly from one skein. Let's see what kind of yarn it is saying will give you that. Opal Socken Zircus. It sounds like I'm trying to say another language. 75% wool, 25% nylon, and it's a 465 yard skein. So with a 4mm hook. So that's cute, but I don't know what yarn that is. So there's her picture again, and then again this is for a little doll outfit. Oops, let me go back in. That's cute. A little hat and a little jacket, a little sweater, rainbow doll ensemble. Gives you a close-up of the jacket there. That's cute. And then we're into little people clothes. Look at the little people. She's so cute. So simple V-stitch sundress. But again, one skein of what? One skein of Southwest Trading Company Tofutsi's superwash wool, soy silk, cotton, chitin. What is chitin? You guys, I'm cracking up at this. All right, what else they got? Oh, this is super cute. Look at this little jacket for a little person. And the yarn, the pattern is called French Toast with Maple Sugar, because that is the colorway of the yarn. Here. Kangaroo Dyers, BFL yarn, I don't know that. Blue-faced Leicester nylon. People, I'm learning new words. This is crazy. A little close-up of the edge. That's super cute. And then, whoops. That's pretty. See, I think that might be like using my furry, this Assol yarn with only one strand at a time. Whoops. It's called Blue Ridge Yarns Shadow Mini Brushed Mohair. So we got the mohair in there. 500 yards in one skein. That's quite a bit. See what I mean about the different skein sizes? You know. This is cute. Again, this one's calling for a 137 yard skein. Some little gloves. Going a little bit. Little fingerless gloves. Not sure what these are. Bohemian necklace. Okay. Cute little dress. This is adorable. A little elephant baby bib. So cute. What is that? Red Heart cotton mix. 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. 164 yards. We can do this, people. Cute little booties. I like this idea. Let me pull it, come in. This one's pretty. Nice little runner. Nice little placemat or whatnot. Lovely linen placemat. It comes with, it calls for linen yarn. I'd never seen that before. There you go. If that's your jam, then you go for that. A yoga mat bag. I did make one for one of my nieces a few years back. It wasn't quite as open as this, but cute nonetheless. And then we're into what I would consider 3-weight yarn. Again, pretty scarf. Diamond strike banded scarf. Calls for Kramer Yarns Tatami. acrylic and cotton blend. So that's nice. This one's pretty. Ice cold summer scarf. And then again, whoops, another little shrug that I thought was super adorable. Look how cute is that. Blue heron rayon metallic yarn. Metallic and rayon. Very, very cute. Very, very cute. A little headband. A little beanie, little Bellis Fair beanie. And it calls for Ultra Prima cotton yarn. So I have some of that. I could give that a go. Maybe. Here's some sister socks. Cute little pixie hat. Let me come out of that. Cute little pixie hat. I thought that was really cute. Bunch of scrunchies that you make over a rubber band. Some buttons for your jacket. Little pins. Nice pillow. I never know where I'm going to be with size of photo. I like that. And this is sports wool. 270 yards can do this. So that's nice. 12-inch square. Okay, oops. Cute little napkin rings. Little bag for your bottle of agua. Or if you hike with other bottles. Okay, so here we are at the medium weight. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it quits there and work on that for another video. So there's one crochet One Skein Wonders, and they do make some different types of One Skein books. Let's see what these are. This one is for sock yarn, all sock yarn. So I know I would never ever look at that book. Designers, I don't know what that specifies. It's very cute. All for baby stuff. Here's a lacy one. That could be fun, but my eyes hurt after I work with smaller yarn, so I don't know about that. Luxury yarn, so I don't know that I have a lot of luxury yarn. And Yarn Shop Favorites, 101 Yarn Shop Favorites. So they do have other books. If this one doesn't seem to strike your fancy, you might find another one of theirs that does. So yeah, there's the first section, the first half of that book for you. Thanks for watching it with me.